Hello friends, I am Dr. Payal Upadhyay, Principal Podar Management and Technical Campus, Jaipur, and I am a person of HR and OB. Today we are going to discuss the training and development part 1, and the training and development is very much important and essential part of human resource management because training is related to the employees, those who are working in the organization, and development is related to the managers. In this PPT, in this topic, we are going to discuss in detail about the training and development. List of contents. The topic which we are going to cover is first is a training and development, then meaning of training, then meaning of development, then meaning of education, objectives of training, training process, importance of training, role of training and development, advantages of training and development. Last but not the least is the training methods. The first we are going to discuss is the meaning of training. As a layman language, if somebody is going to ask you what is the meaning of training without using any author's definition, you can say that um, training is the process of increasing the knowledge of an employee for doing a particular job. That means the process of teaching new employees the basic skills they need to perform their job. So we can say that this kind of training, not this kind of training. Training is a continuous ongoing process which gives you a regular new learning from the job, and a trainee learns new habits, refine skills, useful knowledge during the training that helps to improve their performance. Training enables an employee to do his present job more efficiently and prepare himself or herself for a higher job level. In the other words, training is creation of an environment where employee may occur or learn specific job related behavior, knowledge, skills, abilities and attitude. I think the method of training is clear in your mind, that the training includes the various aspects which is related to your behavior, attitude, skills and performance, and through this training you will get something new. Every day you will get something new things from the training or learn new things. So according to Edwin Filippo, the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for doing a particular job. So training and development needs is standard performance minus actual performance. Training is the formal and systematic modification of behavior through learning which occurs as a result of education, instruction, development and planned experience. Training is a short-term process. Training refers to instructions in technical and mechanical problem. Training targeted in most cases for non-managerial personnel, and training is related to the specific job purpose. The organization or the management will give you the training for your own respective department. If you are belong from the accounts department, so the organization will give you the training in the accounts department. They will not give you the training in marketing, production, finance, or marketing, production, procurement, somewhere else. They will give you the training on your own respective department which is related to your own job, and where you can elaborate your things. And this training is a non-managerial personnel. Training is a short-term process. We can say that training is a 7 days training, 15 days training, a 20 days training. Training is not long-term process like the development. Development is an ongoing process, never-ending process, but there is a specific time period you can complete your training and back to your own work. And training is a formal process. Training is a formal process, systematic modification of behavior. Training is related to the education which you are getting from the school, and the education which you are getting from the college, and the education through this education, whatever the education you are getting from the school and college, you are going to implement in the organization as far as your job task is concerned. So I think the aspect of training is clear in your mind. What is the meaning of training and why training is important? Again, I repeat that training is the art of increasing the knowledge of an employee for doing a particular job. Our next topic is the development. So development, as we have discussed in training, that development is a long-term process. Development related to the management level. Development is the training which you are gained, then the development will start. So development refers to the learning opportunities designed to help employees grow. Development is any learning activities which is directed towards future needs rather than present needs, and which is concerned more with your career growth than immediate performance. So training is related to your future aspect. Training is not benefited for the present. Training is benefited for the future. The training is not related to your immediate performance. The training is related to your future career growth. So training is a long-term educational process. It refers to the psychological and theoretical education, and development is related for the management development. Our next term is the education. Education, it derives from a Latin word educator, edu plus cater. That means edu means to do something and cater means to push somebody else to do something. That is why we can say that the education is imparting your knowledge in the respective fields. You will get the education through the school, through the college, through your home, various things you will get the knowledge. So, or you will get the education. So education on the other hand is a process of increasing the general knowledge and understanding of employees. Education is a person-oriented, theory-based knowledge whose main purpose is to improve the understanding of a particular subject. We can say that the conceptual learning is related to the education. The primary focus is not the job of an operative. Education is imparted through school or colleges, and the contents of such a program generally at improving the talents of a person. So we can say that the education is theoretical learning in the classroom, like schools, the colleges, universities, where the classroom we can sit with our classmates in the classroom. The teacher who is going to teach us, the teacher who is having a good knowledge about the things, and he and she is going to discuss with us. We have a specific prescribed syllabus. This is called the education. Education is the process of increasing the general knowledge and understanding of employees. It is person-oriented, theory-based knowledge whose main purpose is to improve the understanding of a particular subject. So I think the difference between training, development and education is clear in your mind. So you can easily bifurcate the importance of training, the importance of development and the importance of education in your life. The educated people, you can easily reframe the education in your mind. Now we can discuss the objectives of training. The most objective of training is to raise efficiency and productivity of employees. If you will provide them the good training, definitely your efficiency and productivity will increase, because employees are working for the betterment of the organization and their individual development are related to the organization development, and it is and vice versa. So the most important aspect is to raise efficiency and productivity of employees. Second, to create capable and loyal employees, opportunities of growth and self-development. Then meet changes, demand and challenges. then cordial relationship in the organization, uh, to prevent attrition of manpower, then to prevent manpower obsolescence, then to develop the qualities. That is why we can say that the objectives of training are really very much important, and they increase the morale of the employees. All of these things are related. The personal growth are related to the organizational growth. The better quality of work is related to the organization. If quality of work is improving, then definitely you will get the higher promotion, higher placement, higher promotion, and higher salary benefits and other benefits you are getting from the organization. And sometimes if you are able, your cordial relationship and the prevent manpower and the development of qualities. The next topic is the training process. The training process divided into 6 parts. The first is the organizational objective and strategies. Second, assessment of training needs. Then establishment of training goals. Then devising training programs. Implementation of training program, evaluation of result. First, organizational objectives. The person who are belong from the organization, first they have decided their objective and strategies. Then second is in which department the training is required. So the management will give them the training, train them, and abolish them, and they make the perfect person for the organization. Then establishment of training goals, then devising training programs. Like employers need the different kinds of training program according to their department. Management give them the proper training program. Then they are going to implement the training program in the organization with various kinds of training, like on the job and off the job. After the training, they are evaluating the results. So before and after, they are going to compare before what the things are required before, and once they employees provide them the training, after the training, what kind of changes in their work scenario, what kind of changes in their quality of life, what kind of changes in productivity, what kind of changes in their own individual behavior. So they evaluate the various kinds of results. The next is the importance of training and development. The first importance of training and development is the optimum utilization of resources. Being a management person, everybody is going to suggest you that the optimum utilization of resources, what are the resources are available for you in the organization, just utilize them, just optimum utilize them and give them the proper high productivity to the organization. Then the best quality of work. In formal training, the best methods are standardized and taught to employee. Uniformity of work method and procedure help them the quality of product or services. So trained employees are less likely to make operational mistake. Why? Because they are the trained employees. The organization provided them training time to time, trained them so that the quality of work will increase. Then next is the less learning period. The learning period is very less. Employees can more quickly reach the acceptable level of the performance. So like in the less given period of time, employers are able to grab the new things, the new opportunities very easily in the less given period of time, and they are the best fruit for the organization. That is why in the limited given of period of time, they have increased themselves in the high productivity, or they need not waste their time and efforts in learning through trial and error. That means they are not wasting their time in trial and error. Whatever the task given them, just they improve themselves and they provide the better quality of the organization. Then next is the team spirit. Definitely this is a really very important aspect. Without any team spirit, nobody can work, because nobody can work perform individually. Everybody needs the team. So if you are working in the team, definitely you will get the good things, good opportunities, good quality of work. If you think that I am the individual person, एक अकेला भार नहीं झोंक सकता, इस कहावत को हम यहाँ पे बिल्कुल सही मानते हैं कि टीम स्पिरिट इज वेरी मच important. Individually, if you are motivated, definitely you are give proper motivation to your team members, and always your behavior is good. That means, if don't impose them. You're like always being like a friend, so that the team spirit will increase. They motivate them. You are the motivator of these people. That is why the team spirit important. Then organization culture and climate, again this is a very important aspect, because without any culture, people will not able to perform. Restrictions are always created a problem. Everybody wants a freely work environment. Then healthy working environment, the work environment should be healthy. And then morale, personal growth, profitability, reduce dissatisfaction, absenteeism, and complaints and turnover of employees. If your organization culture is good, always based on personal growth, healthy working environment you can provide to your employees, definitely it reduces the dissatisfaction, absenteeism. There is no complaint, because you are very relaxed kind of person. So like everybody wants to do work under your supervision. That is why the training and that is why the important the in the training and development, this is a very important aspect. This is another important aspect, the role of training and development. I really why I am to move on slide 1 to 1, because I want to quickly move on to the training methods. Quickly take a look on this slide, that what is the role of training and development in the organization. Somehow all of these things are related to each other, like increase the efficiency, increase in morale of employees, better human relation, reduced supervision, increased organization viability and flexibility. That is why the role of training and development is important. Advantages of training and development. Why the training is important, why the development is important: better productivity, less error and accidents, job satisfaction and less supervision. Each and every person are the responsible person in the organization, so they did not need supervision. They are capable enough to perform their duties. They know their what are the future plans of the organization. They all are aware about the objectives, policies of the organization. That is why the supervision is not required. So job satisfaction in terms of monetary and non-monetary, if the employees are satisfied, so organization always will grow. Now we come on the most important aspect of training methods. These training methods are very much important in the organization. On the job, there are two types of methods of training: on the job methods and off the job methods. On the job methods, when the person is working in the organization, अगर वर्क करते हुए उनको कोई ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, तो दैट इज नोन एज ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग. Off the job training is not being the part of the working time. This kind of off the job training is organized on the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, or somehow these kind of off the job training are created in the organization after the working hours. If in case your working times are 10 to 5, then after 5 o'clock these type of the job training are organized in the organization for the employees. Or we can say that on the weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, or these kind of training are not performing in the organization. They want to conduct these kind of training in some hill stations, so that they will get benefit from that place, and they'll get something new, some good things. On the job training method, Majority of majority of industrial training is of on-the-job training type. Often it is informal. There are certain advantages of on-the-job training method. The first advantages is trainee learn by experience, least expensive, highly motivated trainee, then trainee is free from artificial environment. Like in the off the job training, they have created the artificial environment to train the employees, but in on the job training they have not created any kind of artificial environment. Whatever the things are going on in their own department, the organization hired the trainees from the trained person from the other places, and simultaneously uh, they learn them with the new things. Disadvantages is experienced employees may lack expertise to train juniors. Yes, this is a very important disadvantage. Is like if the person is very good and very trained in the respective field, so why he is going to train the juniors? If the junior is like equal to them, अगर उसने train किया तो definitely junior उसके बराबर सीख जाएगा, और अगर junior उनके बराबर पहुंच जाएगा तो definitely वो कहीं ना कहीं उन लोगों के लिए they create a threat to their senior people. That is why this is the first and the most important disadvantages. Then second, training is not systematically organized. Then third, create safety hazards. Quickly, we are going to discuss one by one training methods. The first is apprentice training. Apprentice training is a system of training in which a worker entering the skilled trades is given systematic instructions and experience, both on and off the job. In the practical and theoretical aspect of work, the advantages of apprentice training is intensive and lengthy. Second, it is typically conducted on one-to-one basis. The disadvantages of apprentice training is length of training is predetermined by trade association, can't be changed to accommodate fast learners. The next training is the job rotation. Job rotation, workers rotate through a variety of jobs. Job rotation means each and every week organization, the trainees will give you the training one by one in each and every department. 1 week in HR, 1 week in finance, 1 week in marketing, 1 week in production, 1 week in IT. Some it's like that. It's continuous going on. So the advantages of these type of training are allows for flexibility, creates task variety, good for training team. Why? Because after the job rotation, you are the versatile person. You are not fit in respectively only in a one department. You can fit anywhere else wherever is required. Nowadays, what organization wants? Multitasking people. How they will get the multitasking people? Through the job rotation, because they learn so many things, variety of tasks, variety of things they are able to handle. That is why the job rotation is very much important. So a HR person can do their work in marketing person can perform their work in production department. Finance department is exclusively for the finance only. Otherwise, the other people can rotate in each and every department one by one to create their own flexibility, so that they will become multitasking people after some time. Our next on the job training method is the mentoring. Mentoring means a mentor. A mentor is a one person who can guide the other person. A mentor is a guide who can help the mentee to find the right direction and who can help them to develop the solutions to career issues. A mentor should help the mentee to believe in herself and boost her confidence. Sometimes when the employees are new in the organization, they lost their confidence. They know the work, but because of this lack of confidence, they will not able to perform. So in that case, mentor will play the most important role. Mentor boost them and tell them ki yes, you can do it, this work is only for you. They always need the motivation. They always need ki somebody should be stand in their back, so that they boost them, they motivate them. That is why the mentor is playing the most important role. A mentor should ask questions and challenges while providing guidance and encouragement. It is a chance to look more closely at yourself, your issues, opportunities, and what you want in life. Mentoring is about becoming more self-aware, take responsibilities for your life in the directions and you decide, rather than leaving it to chance. So mentor will motivate you, mentor will ask you so many questions which is related to your work, which is related to your guidance, and they always encourage you. Mentor will give you the opportunity what you want to be in your life. So rather than to leave the things, accept the things, decide the things, where you want to go, in which path is the right path, create your own path, then do your best. Internship programs are jointly sponsored by colleges, universities, and other organizations that offer students the opportunity to gain real life experience while allowing them to find out how they will perform in work organization. I think internship program is like very much clear in your mind, because after some time you are going to be interned in the respective organization. So in this internship program you have to perform your duties then with the real life experience, because that is not the created or the hypothetical environment. That is the real environment where you can enter and where you have to perform, and then judge yourself where you are stand right now, and then take the experience, explore yourself, getting a new ideas, discuss your ideas with your seniors, and perform your duty well. Next method is a coaching. Everybody knows what is a coaching. One-to-one teaching is known as a coaching. Under this method, the trainee is placed under a particular supervisor who functions as a coach in a training and provides feedback to the trainee. It is one-to-one interaction, considered as corrective measure for inadequate performance, helps in identify weakness and focuses on areas which need improvements. The disadvantages of the coaching is sometimes the trainee may not get an opportunity to express his ideas, but more or less this coaching is very much important, and you can perform your duties very well, and your mentor will give you the chance to prove yourself, to discuss the problem. But there are one chance that mentor will not be given opportunity. They will not give you the opportunity to express your ideas and views. They always impose their own ideas on your behavior. Next is a committee assignments. A group of trainees are asked to solve a given organizational problem by discussing the problem. This helps to improve the teamwork. Assignments is related in the MBA program, that your teachers will give you the assignment. You can discuss your problem with your classmates and then solve them. These kind of committee assignment will improve your teamwork, your team performance. Next is the off-the-job training method. Off-the-job training method, it occurs away from the workplace. It enables the trainee to study theoretical information or to be exposed to new and innovative idea. I have already told you about of the job training method is away from your workplace. Maybe it has been conducted in the weekends or like after your working hours, and but away from your workplace, and it enables the trainee to study the theoretical information or to be exposed to new and innovative idea, because like somebody who stand in front of you, they always share their own experience, views and ideas with the other people. They have not shared it, that is why they imposed their things with the others. Program instructions. This is a method where training is offered without the help of a trainer. After reading the information, the learner must answer the questions related to the same. Simulation method. It is a kind of equipment of technique that duplicates as nearly as possible the actual conditions encountered on the job. The more widely used simulation exercise are case study, role playing, vestibule training and sensitivity training. See, in the vestibule training, what kind of training it is? In this method, actual work conditions are simulated in the classroom. Material, files, equipments are used in actual job performance are also used in training. Means in the vestibule training, they have created an artificial atmosphere in the classroom, or they used the material, files and equipments. Why they are using all these materials? Because these kind of things are also used in the organization when you are actually working. This type of training is commonly used for training personnel for clerical and semi-skilled job. The duration of this training range from day to a few weeks. It does not require more than 1 week. Theory can be related to practice to this method. So this kind of training is commonly used for clerical people and semi-skilled people, because they have to perform their task in the organization in a one cubicle. They use the different files, materials and equipments, and this kind of training is not more than a 1 week. Within a week they are able to understand the other things. The next training is a role playing. Role playing, you easily with this heading you can easily identify what kind of training it is. It is defined as a method of human interaction that involved the realistic behavior in imaginary situation. Getting my point? Like they have created an imaginary situation, but you have to perform in a real way and you have to involve like that the actual situation is going on. And this method of training involves action, doing and practice. In this method, the participants play the role of certain characters such as production manager, material manager, mechanical engineer, superintendent, maintenance engineer, quality control inspector, foreman, workers and the like. This method is mostly used for developing interpersonal interaction and relation from one person to another person, because when you are going to perform with the specific person's role, so you have to indulge yourself in the particular characteristics. In the once you are going to indulge in the particular characteristics, so you came to know the actual situation. You came to know why that person's behavior like this. So what are the threats, weakness, strength, you came to know after the role playing. That is why you have to play the role of production manager, mechanical engineer, inspector, foreman, and that role playing is very much important. इसी के through आप actual situation को अपने आप को एक्चुअल सिचुएशन में fit करते हैं, and that imaginary situations has been created by the trainer, because trainer knows very well that in this particular situation what kind of behavior and is fit and misfit. That is why employees have to perform in this role playing. Lecture method. Lecture method is a traditional and direct method of instruction. The instructor, the teacher, the lecturer organizes the material, gives it to the group of trainees on the form or a talk. Advantages: large number of trainees can be taught at once. Like the best example is our classroom. 60-70 students are sitting in a one classroom, and the one person standing in front of you, and he is going to discuss, he is going to taught you, and you are getting the knowledge from him through the PPTs, through the books, through the other sources of information. This is cost efficient, more effective if training needs in the same across participants. The disadvantages is this is only one-way communication. Then lack of dialogues, questions or discussions. And this type of lecture method is not very effective. Why? Because only the one person is a orator, rest of the people are the listeners. They haven't discussed with one to the other person. There is no questions, there is no discussion, there is no dialogue. The one person orator, rest are the listeners. That is why that method is not very much effective method. Audiovisual method is a very well-known this is a very well-known method. The advantages of this audiovisual material is good for capturing student interest. After initial investment, the cost is minimum. The disadvantages is difficult to modify and update the material. Initial cost can be quite high because you have to arrange so many things in audiovisual material. Then after that the cost is very high. Somehow the initial investment is very there is no minimal. This is the initial investment is also very high. You cannot modify it and update the material because so many things are going from ancient time to till that time, and it is going on as it is, like something you have not changed. That is why the audiovisual material is not very much effective and not capturing with the student interest. The next is a conference or discussion. In this method, it is a method of training the clerical professionals and supervisory personnel. This method involves a group of people who pose ideas, examine and share fact, ideas and data, test assumptions and draw conclusion, all of which contribute to the improvement of job performance. Discussion has the distinct advantage over the lecture method. This method is related to the person and the group of people, those who are involving, each and every person are involving in this conference method, and they have to contribute their ideas from one person to another person. They they reached on the better solution, and their performance are involved, and the conference method is always a two-way communication. Once the one person gets over, then other person are having the rights to ask the question, and the person who's sitting on the chair, he and she is liable to give the answer of each and every question where the person is going to ask them. That is why the conference method is a very effective method, because this is always a two-way method. Each and every person is involved. Each and every person is going to share their views and ideas with this with the other person, and the participants feel free to speak. There is no restrictions, and it's not like that you are restricted in the particular zone. you are feel free to speak in small group. So this conference method has been organized in the small group. This is not been like it is not related to the thousands of people are involved in the one place. So the success of this method depends upon the leadership quality of the person who leads the group. But at the same time, the disadvantages of this method is success really depends on motivation and interest of participants. Our next method and last method is a programmed instruction. In recent years, this method became very popular. The subject matter to be learned is presented in a series of carefully planned sequential units. These units are arranged from simple to more complex level of instructions. This method is expensive and time-consuming method. The trainee goes through these units by answering questions or filling the blanks. This method is again very expensive and time consuming. Lot of paperwork is going in this method because each and every method you have to jot down on the paper, then you have to circulate the paper, they fill the blanks, and then they submitted the sheet. That is why this program method is expensive and time consuming. See, how to evaluate the effectiveness of a training program. See this picture. This picture will tell you so many things. The main objective of evaluating the training program is to determine if the specific training objectives are achieved. See this picture. Effectiveness comes from vision in action. When your vision in action, then effectiveness will come. Vision without action remains a dream. If you don't have vision, if you don't take any kind of action which is related to your vision, that it remains only in your dreams, then you always keep your all the things in your mind, because vision always wants the action, and there is no vision, there is no action, then you keep your dreams in your mind only. So it seems that you don't have any kind of dream. Action without vision becomes a nightmare. अगर आप एक्शन नहीं, विजन नहीं होगा, एक्शन नहीं होगा, एक्शन नहीं होगा, तो that always remains in your mind, और action without vision becomes a nightmare. Action without vision, vision के बिना action और action के बिना vision is like a nightmare. It's like a only ये सपने में ही रह जाएगा. That is why we can say that if you really want to do effective your training program, you have some vision in your mind. So the program is going to effective. There are certain principles of evaluation of your training program. Yeah, like your training program must be clear about the goals and purpose of evaluation. Then evaluation must be continuous. It must be specific. Realistic target dates must be set for each phase of evaluation. Then your evaluation gets over, then your training program is going to get successful. Otherwise, your training is going to like a hell. Nobody is going to get benefit for your training program. That is why the principles of evaluation are very much important. There are 4 levels of training program. So that you can identify these 4 levels. The level is from bottom to top. First is a reaction. Reaction is related to the employee appreciated the training and facilitate. Reaction includes the training program is evaluated on the basis of trainee's reaction to the usefulness of coverage of the matter, depth of the course, contents, method of presentation, teaching method. So these are the reaction that the trainee have a proper the trainee has a proper knowledge, or the depth, or the how it is going to be depth, and the depth of the course, the contents are very much important. The method of presentation, किस method को he has used for the presentation, like one-to-one interaction, only one person, or he can use some kind of games involved in the training program. So these are the things if you are going to involve in your training program is going to be successful. Then second is a learning. Learning means the training program, trainer's ability and trainee ability are evaluated on the basis of quantity of content learned and time in which it is learned, the learner's ability to use, apply the content he learned. Like it measure whether the employee knows more than before, how much they are getting, like how the training is fruitful from them, how what are the things they are learned from the training program, before and after, is there any changes, what are the things they are learned from the training program they are going to implement in their working. Then third is a behavior. Behavior includes the manner and extent in which the trainee has applied his learning to his job. What employee does on the job is includes in behavior. The last is a result. Result, the overall outcome of this training program. So these are the 4 levels of evaluation of training program: reaction, learning, behavior and result. Result includes the overall training program is successful or not. So the result like shows in their working. जो ये काम करेंगे, जो ये ट्रेनिंग सीख के आए हैं, वो रिजल्ट देगा. If the result is good, overall outcome we can say is good, that means the training program is successful. So that's all about the training and the training and development methods, and we have approached so many aspects of this in this PPT or in this training and development program. Like I want to sum up my presentation with this PPT. Just click this quotation. I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest